This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti here at MWF Studios, just north of Boston, in downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, 02176, the zip code of champions. Stay tuned after the news for some awesome money-saving deals where you can support indie wrestling. Let's check out WWE Monday Night Raw live from the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, September the 19th, 2016. Taped for WWE Superstars on the WWE Network. Darren Young with the win over Curtis Axel. And in tag team action, it was the Golden Truth, defeating Jinder Mahal and Titus O'Neil. WWE lost me this week. We have pennant fever here in Boston as the 2016 Major League Baseball season comes to a close. The Red Sox are in first place against second place Baltimore. I hate to say it, but last week's Raw bored me silly for the most part, and with the competition from Monday Night Football this week, never mind next week, when it goes up against football, baseball, and the presidential debate, the ratings could get really, really ugly for Raw without some fresh, creative, unique programming. As I watch Raw on my DVR, I look forward to tonight's 3-hour installment. I was able to sort through the show in just a little over an hour. Raw opens live with a Roman Reigns promo, interrupted first by Stephanie McMahon, followed by Mick Foley. When was the last time Raw opened without a promo, especially one having some type of management involved? Remember the good old days when you had WWF President Jack Tunney showing up a couple of times a year to really make a big angle seem special? I'm sure my memory is poor, but it really feels like it's been years since Raw opened without this type of first segment. I'm sure there's been a couple here and there that have had matches, but really nothing that stands out. This formula is far too commonplace. It's far too predictable. When it's that predictable, it gives you a reason not to make it must-see television where you tune in automatically every week. Bored with it. That's why I watched baseball live and Raw on the DVR. Foley said he was putting Seth Rollins and Rusev together in a match tonight after they screwed Roman Reigns to end last week's Raw. Reigns complained of being screwed by Triple H and Rusev, and Foley let him know that Reigns will get Rusev for the United States Championship at Clash of the Champions on Sunday night. Reigns doesn't trust Stephanie. Foley said Stephanie was the only reason why Foley was there, and the Raw was in for the fight of its life against SmackDown Live. I hate to say it, but is there one fan that truly believes that there's any sort of rivalry between Raw and SmackDown or care? I don't know. I kind of shrug my shoulders at that. More certainly needs to be developed in my point of view. Foley said Reigns would get WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens on Raw, which led to Owens coming out. Stephanie said it would be a non-title match. Then Foley added the match would take place inside a steel cage, right there in Memphis, Tennessee. That line always cracks me up. Fans reacted well to it. Seth Rollins' music hit after the break. Stephanie was complaining to Foley backstage about the Reigns-Owens match when he was confronted by Rusev in the back. Rusev was pissed about Reigns getting another shot at his title, then said Foley was jealous of him. Seth Rollins wound up battling Rusev to a double countout. Rollins was solid here. The fans have taken to him as a semi-babyface for at least the time being, and WWE continues to develop Rusev as a solid heel since his repush began after WrestleMania and that horrible League of Nations faction disbanded. They battled over to the announcer's table with Rusev falling 2.5 feet to the floor. Rollins dove off of the announcer's table and cross-bodied Rusev. Up next, Braun Strowman defeated Sin Cara in a rematch from a couple of weeks back. Strowman caught Sin Cara off of a moonsault attempt from the middle rope into a body slam for the win. Strowman continues to look like a dangerous monster heel with great size, great facials. My continued worry is what's going to happen when Strowman is put into a competitive match with a top star. It could get ugly. I feel that Strowman's best role was as a bodyguard / part-time wrestler type with the Wyatt clan. In women's tag team action, WWE Women's Champion Charlotte and Dana Brooke teamed to defeat Bayley and Sasha Banks. The mentorship between Charlotte and Brooke paid off here. Bayley was going for a Bayley-to-Bayley suplex on Charlotte, but Brooke held on to her feet. That distracted Bayley long enough to let Charlotte hit a big boot for the victory. Bo Dallas defeated Gary Graham in an enhancement match, which I like very much as it's putting Dallas in an environment where he can be more aggressive, get over what he can do in the ring and what he's going to do in the ring. Would like to see the enhancement match wealth shared a little bit more so it's not the same guy or girl having them every week. But it's worked since the draft in the case of Strowman, Nia Jackson, now Dallas. Up next was match 6 of the Cesaro-Sheamus Best of 7 series. I'm writing the result. Cesaro defeats Sheamus in my notes before we even get to the finish. Who thought fans would want to see these two guys go at it 7 times in less than a month? Who thought anyone would want to see it more than once? Sheamus' presentation continues to be bland and boring. Now fans get a 7th match at Clash of the Champions that they have no interest in seeing. The best heel in professional wrestling, Chris Jericho, is in the ring next, running down his list of grievances and his dislike of Sami Zayn. Those two will collide at Clash of the Champions. That led to Enzo Amore and Big Cass coming out and ragging on Jericho and Owens' friendship. The Shining Stars came out, followed by the WWE Tag Team Champions The New Day and The Club. They all argued. Then Sami Zayn came out and attacked Chris Jericho in the aisleway. This all turned into a 10-man tag team match. Kofi and Jericho, when they were together, they were really crisp in the ring. Michael Cole was running down in his serious news voice. New Day has held the titles 395 days. As the fans were sitting at home saying, shit, let me mark that down on the calendar. I thought it was only 393 days. You know, if it was one championship, you're going to try and discuss the reign about, that's fine. But every champion, it's how many days they've held it. And I don't think the fans really care unless it's something exceptional. In New Day's case, they're certainly chasing Demolition's reign for the longest reigning title holders in company history. But it's the Michael Cole presentation altogether. It's not that effective with professional wrestling fans, which is why professional wrestling fans are tuning out more than they're tuning in, as much as I hate to say it. The ratings continue to go down, and nothing is done to increase them. Enzo pinned Primo with the bada boom shakalaka when Primo got hit with a haluva kick by Zayn. Really liked this match a lot. Good to see a great mix of talent here. WWE had a nice segment on Eddie Guerrero as part of Hispanic Heritage Month. Foley was out next to introduce the Cruiserweights. Our old friend Rich Swann was out first. Very, very proud of this man. Very happy to say that he competed here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation in the past. He paid his dues and earned his way into WWE. That was followed by Grand Metalik, the runner-up in the tournament, Cedric Alexander, and the return of Kendrick. Mick Foley made a 4-way match on the spot to see who would face the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, T.J. Perkins, at Clash of Champions. As much as I hate multi-person matches thrown together, I like the way that WWE has begun to add stipulations to just about all of them, such as a title match opportunity going to the winner, which was up for grabs here. After the break, Kendrick defeated Metalik, Alexander, and Swann to get the title match. I enjoyed this a great deal, but wonder, how did casual fans not familiar with the 4 or the Cruiserweight Classic format, how did they react to seeing these guys in there for 2 segments? WWE really hasn't had a chance to build up any of these guys on WWE television outside of multi-person vignettes. Fans live in Memphis seem to like the match an awful lot. WWE is certainly behind the Cruiserweight concept, where they did give them multiple segments. I can only wonder where the actual Cruiserweight champion was. Would have loved to have seen him get a little FaceTime on Raw, maybe even on the commentary booth. Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox was announced for the kickoff show at Clash of Champions. In the main event, Roman Reigns defeated the WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens in a non-title steel cage match, climbing out of the steel cage seconds before Owens escaped through the door. Again, it's a big issue to me that you see champions lose on free television over and over again in non-title matches. It devalues the championships, it devalues the champion when that's done. I realize the need for it to happen in this day and age, where WWE's rosters are so thin, but it doesn't do them any favors in the grand scheme of things. Good match, nothing exceptional. Wouldn't have wasted the steel cage concept here on Raw with Hell in the Cell just a month away. Rusev ran out after the match looking to attack a worn-down Reigns, but Reigns got the best of Rusev. Owens kicked the door right off of Reigns' face. Rusev had a steel chain. He locked Reigns in the ring with him and Owens and gave him a beating. Rusev put Reigns in the Accolade, and then Seth Rollins' music hit, scaling a really high steel cage, diving on the heels from the top of the cage, saving his former Shield tag team partner and enemy. Raw ends with a bang. 6 days before Clash of the Champions in Indianapolis this Sunday night. I enjoyed Raw this week. At the same time, I fast-forwarded through many parts of it, and I saw the 3-hour Raw in just a little bit over an hour. The Steel Cage main event was solid, as I noted. We had something new in the Cruiserweight division. The 10-man tag team match offered some variety. Other than that, though, there wasn't much worth going out of your way to see that you couldn't have seen last week or will see something similar next week. That's the continued issue with WWE's 3-hour endeavors. Let's check out the Twitter poll this week. Fans liked it. Fans gave Raw 46% thumbs up, 28% thumbs in the middle, 26% thumbs down. I've been thinking of adding an option if didn't watch, as WWE should obviously appeal to the fans that actually tuned in to watch the show. The tune-out factor is one that interests me a great deal in what WWE can do to bring those lapsed fans back into the WWE universe, so to speak. Interested to see what fans may have missed Raw to watch. I think a lot of them may tune into NFL football. Again, baseball is winding down this season, and next week you have the big presidential debate. Would love to know what you thought of Raw this week. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comment section below. It's a hot summer on WWE Network with WWE NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic lighting up Wednesdays, along with SummerSlam and not one but two pay-per-views, with Backlash and Clash of Champions in September. Not currently subscribed to WWE Network? Come on now. Use our link below and get 1 month absolutely free. Get the pay-per-views live, the awesome weekly shows, and over 6,000 hours of on-demand content for free. See Lesnar and Orton at SummerSlam, Holy Foley, brand-exclusive pay-per-views, and so much more at its regular price of only $9.99 per month. It's the best value in sports and entertainment. You want to talk about a great summer sale? Head on over to the MWF store on the BostonWrestling.com super site. We've got brand new WWE t-shirts, autographs, action figures, posters, and more. And this summer I have a special where if you spend $25 or more, you get a WWE t-shirt absolutely free. Not only is it a great deal, but every dollar spent helps our endeavors to bring you action-packed live events and video content. Enjoy 1,200 free videos on our YouTube channel. As we count down to our 15th anniversary, we're releasing a new video each day at 12 o'clock, flashing back to highlights and even a few lowlights on the adventure that is the Millennium Wrestling Federation. Subscribe to our channel using the link below or use youtube.com/BostonWrestlingCom. We also have regular news videos, TV episode recaps, results, interviews, and so much more. Help us bring you even more great video content by donating an amount of any size to paypal.me/Boston Wrestling. Again, every dollar donated helps us bring you more great live events and video content. If that wasn't enough, we have a new video on demand section on YouTube where you can either rent or own some of our classic state-of-the-art studio shoot interviews. In honor of the 10-year anniversary since the original No Holds Barred Iron Sheik studio shoot interview went viral and on the Howard Stern Show, we've remastered it and made it available for fans around the world to enjoy for as little as $5.99. We also have an awesome WrestleMania 1 roundtable studio shoot with the Sheik, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and Cowboy Bob Orton, where all three WWE Hall of Famers look back at the WWF boom of the 1980s. John Cena Sr. joins me as co-host for in-depth studio shoots with both Paul Bearer and the first and only shoot ever done with the Boogeyman. Paul Dempsey joins us and pulls back the curtain on WWE NXT. Again, not only can you rent or own these awesome interviews, but every dollar goes right back into our efforts to bring you live event and video content. Another easy way to help our efforts is to use the links below or on the front page of the BostonWrestling.com super site to do your shopping on WWEshop.com, Amazon.com, or Walmart.com. If you make a purchase on any of those websites, wrestling-related stuff or not, we get a tiny kickback, and best of all, your cost doesn't increase 1 cent. Hey, Christmas is going to be here before you know it. Please keep us in mind, as again, every purchase made helps support indie wrestling. Last but not least, have a free ride on me with our friends at Uber. That's right. If you've never used Uber before, get a free ride up to $20 on the house to try out their great service. Forget about overpriced taxi cabs. Uber service is great. The cars are clean. The drivers are some interesting folks. Use the link below and see for yourself. I tried Uber for the first time last October in New York City for the WWE Madison Square Garden event, and I've used it regularly ever since. You won't regret it. Running out of time here, folks, as we approach our 15th anniversary. Don't miss a day on the BostonWrestling.com super site, as you never know what's going on in our world. Like us on Facebook.com/MWF Action. Follow us on Twitter at MWF2001. And again, subscribe for free to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BostonWrestlingCom. Until we speak again, folks, you and yours, be well.